Greetings everyone and welcome to Aliens FireTeam Elite. In this video we're going to explore the best weapons, perks and builds for the Recon class. So let's have a look at the weapons. As the Recon we have access to rifles, and let's begin ranking the automatic rifles, which is a very nice option to run with a Recon. The list is exactly the same compared to the Gunner. The Halberd ranks in the last place. It has the best fire rate actually, decent accuracy stability, but I don't get as many kills compared to the other options. Type 88 heavy assault rifle is quite decent, but it lacks a lot of accuracy stability and you cannot get as many kills in longer range. The two best options is the Pulse rifle and the Kramer assault rifle. The Pulse rifle can be better if we don't invest any perks, but in case we invest some perks to increase the fire rate, the Kramer assault rifle becomes a superior option that will allow us to do many more kills with the Recon. We have two options for the burst fire rifles. The M41A3 burst rifle, I don't honestly like it as much, because if you go for a single shot rifle, the actual single shot rifles are a better option, that's why I don't like it. But the AIM-60 Grupa actually can be a decent choice for the Recon class. It's an automatic burst rifle and has decent damage, fire rate and other stats. It's not as good as the Kramer assault rifle, but it's a nice decent option to run if you like the burst, let's say, automatic rifles. Let's have a closer look at the mods we're going to use for the automatic weapons and burst fire weapons. We're going with the medium magazine to increase the fire at max ammo. Thanks to some perks, we won't need to invest anything in the reload speed, and I do suggest with a Recon to invest nothing there. We would need to increase the DPS for the weapons with fire rate, weak point damage, efficient range, and of course weak point damage and accuracy. And in case you're going with a Grupa the automatic burst, we are using the same magazine. We're using actually the small muzzle that increases weak point damage a little bit higher, and the medium the best optic that increases the weak point damage and effective range. But let's move on to arguably the best option for the Recon class, the single shot rifles that can be very good once you get used to getting headshots. The worst option unfortunately is the Pike. I had high hopes for this weapon and it goes to the last spot because from intense difficulty and above you cannot one-shot the special Xenos. If this weapon gets buffed a little bit, which I recommend that it does, and if you get a weak point hit from the special Xenos, you should be able to one-shot them, and then the Recon could be a very good class that can wreck anything in any range, and even not as rewarding, because even with the other options we can one-shot most of the Xenos, and this is a single-shot rifle, that's why it's not worth it. The other options, everyone can be good, but the two sniper rifles, the M42A3 and the X46 Ballista, can rank higher or lower. They're lower in case you're not very good at aiming and you miss some shots because they're unforgiving. But as long as you're landing all the headshots, this could be very good options to just destroy any Xenos, even the specials, very fast, and you can just destroy the warriors and predators with these two weapons. That's why they're either low or high tier. For starting or even veteran players, in my opinion, the Twilight V4 ranks the first, with the Scout rifle being second, because it's more reliable, it has higher magazine capacity, higher fire rate, which is quite nice, and this weapon actually still one-shots the runners. We are just facing most of the times. If you go with a headshot, you can one-shot them, and it fires very fast. You can just 3 to 4 shot the special Xenos, and with minimum investment it becomes one of the best weapons. But if you want something that packs a little more damage, the Scout rifle is the next best thing. It has a decent ammo capacity, a decent increase in damage, and it increases in the stumble chance. Once you get used to getting the headshots, you can of course go with the sniper rifles, the Ballista, and then the best sniper rifle, the M42A3. Let's have a closer look at what mods we're going to use for the weapons. We're going with the best muzzle, the Tanger muzzle brake, increased weak point damage, stumble chance, effective range, and of course a chance to stun the enemies every 15 seconds. The best magazine for the Recon is the armor piercing rounds. It increases the magazine capacity and it deals 25% extra damage against armor targets, which is quite insane. And for the large optics we're going with weak point damage, zoom magnification, because honestly this can be the best option in case you don't want to aim down the sides. Otherwise there are other good options in case you don't have a problem. This can be one of the best options, although you don't really need to just get more ability cooldown for a weak point kill, but it can help to just have some of your cooldowns lowered. Honestly and personally, I cannot just aim like this to kill the Xenos not as far and as effective, especially when the Xenos are so fast and they can just come and surprise you in short range, and I do prefer to have available my rifle to just be able to shoot in shorter range easier. And the scout rifle, it uses medium optics, which this is once again the best optics for weak point damage effective range. There are some options to increase the replace down the sight, but they're not as good compared to the just green to the sight that offers the highest weak point damage increase. That's it for the rifles. Let's move on to the CQW weapons, which once again we don't have as many good options. The SMGs are not as impressive, and the incinerator could be good in lower difficulties, up to intense in specific levels, although you have to be careful. If you do a friendly fire with this weapon, you're going to destroy your team. But arguably the top options once again are the shotguns, and the pump action shotgun ranks the first along with the Type 76 auto shotgun. Depending what you're going to use, the pump action shotgun is much better to just nuke out special Xenos in very close range, it just destroys them, and the Type 56 auto shotgun, it's quite similar to destroy the special Zeke, not as fast, but it's very good to also just destroy in close range the regular Xenos. Personally, I do like the pump action shotgun because I do want to just one-shot or two-shot the special Xenos and deal massive amount of damage to the warriors that just dare to come near us. And the mods we are going to use for the pump action shotgun: weak point damage, effective range, weak point damage and accuracy. And actually we're going to use the reload speed and max ammo, because we're not going to get as much benefit compared to the rifle, the automatic reload based on the perks we're going to use, and sometimes when you face the special Xenos or the warriors, you need to reload fast your shotgun to just be able to finish them off. That's why we invest a little bit to have this tubular magazine. Otherwise, the overloaded rounds can be better, although this is very tricky. Many players just deal an insane amount of friendly fire damage. I have run with many teams with these that disregard just the friendly fire damage, where we are near the special Xenos, just shoot them and the explosive radius on the weak point hit just hits us as well. And for the auto shotgun, we're using something similar: weak point damage, effective range, accuracy and weak point damage, and fire rate and max ammo. Actually, it's very good. This one, you will be able to fire it very fast. That's why this can be one of the best options for the CQW weapons. So let's have a closer look at the perks and builds for the Recon class. We're going to start with the perks I'm never going to use and why. Let's start with the downrange. This may seem good, but honestly I didn't get any benefit after some testing, especially even in horde mode on some missions. I still be able to one-shot the Xenos in faraway distance with my single-shot rifles, with or without it, and honestly I didn't get so much advantage, so that's why I will never use that. Adrenaline rush, I don't know, it's a very, like, they're, I don't know, making fun of us. Because if you don't know, the support drone just heals for 10 health if you kill an enemy. And using this, it heals us for 12. So unless this is buffed for 50% or honestly to 100%, I'm never going to use, even invest 1 point for this. It's not worth it, especially in higher difficulties. The healing you get for the support drone is next to nothing, unless they change the support drone, which I recommend, to heal you in the percentage of some damage you're doing. Then this could be good, but honestly, as the thing is, this is not good for now. Unbreakable focus can be either very good or very bad, depending on the other perks we're having. That's why I'm not sure if I want to use that or not. So depending on how well you play the Recon class, this can be either very good or very bad. So it's in the controversial, let's say, perks. It's not the worst, but it's not highly recommended for now. And the final perk I don't like so much is the Bloodhound. You sell your PUPS to track a specific target, revealing and marking the enemy and lowering its defenses. I don't like it. The Recon class is just good to just reveal all the targets with your PUPS. I hope I pronounced it correct. Guard Dog, I tried this, I wasn't very impressed. It could be good, I don't know, for some horde mode probably, to just mess with Xenos that coming close by. But I do believe that the default PUPS are the best for Recon class, that's why I'm probably never going to use either option. And thankfully only these perks, in my opinion, and let's say the worst, that I'm never going to use. Otherwise all the other perks seem very decent for the Recon class. There are many options to run, although some are the best, and let's have a closer look at the first build. We will only use perks unlocked by the Recon class. As you can see, we have mostly invested to the PUPS instead of the support drone, although we have invested some in the support drone that we will see very soon. We have 40% recharge speed and 22% ability duration, thanks to Quick Charge 4 and Quick Charge 3, and Extended Duration 4. And we have one of the best perks I do recommend to use always, Distracting Howl. So the PUPS will also slow down affected targets by 30%, which is quite insane. And actually the threat detected is something I just discovered. I initially didn't like it, but it increases your accuracy and stability by 50% when activated PUPS. So let's have a look how good this is. We'll see with a shotgun the difference. You see how the pellet is spread, so we activate PUPS, and yeah, you see the difference. It's actually very huge. And even with a rifle, you see the difference. That's why this perk actually is one of my highly recommendations. Actually, this duet, the Got Your Back Jack, I know Jack, but Got Your Back, and Back in the Fight are actually the reason to play Recon. If you kill an enemy that is attacking a teammate, you will instantly reload your and your teammate's equipped gun, and with Back in the Fight, both of you will also get a 10% recharge ability for everything. So these two, I believe, are a must perks to run with every single Recon build. These are the reason to play the Recon. Just chill out in the back, let your teammates get the aggro, and you will be able to reload both your and your teammates' weapons, increase the recharge speed. So this is actually quite insane. I don't have to explain and sell it out to you. Just try this out, and that's why we don't need the reload speed. We instantly reload most of our weapons, except the shotgun against, let's say, the high health targets. That's why we have invested there. So let's move on. Eye on the prize. Its focus stack will increase 5% stamina regeneration, a 5% fire rate. This can be decent, although in some builds I'm not using it, but if you're going with the perks from the Recon class, this can be actually good because it increases the fire rate of all your weapons, even your shotgun. And the other perk we invest for everything is the Threat Neutralized, because it's the best perk to just reduce the cooldown for the support drone. With investing only 3 perks by an insane amount, you will basically be able to almost spam the support drone, because getting headshot kills on revealed targets from the PUPS will decrease all the recharge ability cooldown by 50%. So with this another 10%, so 25% recharge with every, let's say, headshot kill to a target that is not attacking you. So the support drone just gets 25%, 25%, 25%, and you can just reuse it very fast. And finally, we're going to invest everything in rifle, because most of the times we're going to use the rifle instead of the CQW, just to spam it in case some enemies come close by. And we'll go with Recon rifle training and Recon rifle expertise, because this, as I explained, build doesn't use any perks from other classes. But let's have a look at not the upgraded version, because before the upgraded version, let's have a closer look at the perks with the upgrades from all the classes I do recommend to use in every single build you're going to run with Recon. So actually this is the basis you can use for every build in the Recon class, and just invest 9 more perks to create a very powerful, a very reliable build. But we're going to use the same as before, the Distracting Howl, the Got Your Back Jack and Back in the Fight, the Recon Rifle Training, and Dock Rifle Expertise, and Gunner Rifle Mastery in case we're going with single shot rifles. We don't want to actually increase the fire rate, especially if you're going with a Twilight V4 or the Scout Rifle. You don't need any fire rate, you just increase the weak point damage and you just be able to do insane amount of damage. Otherwise, if you're going with automatic rifles, you will replace everything to increase the fire rate. So we'll get the Demolisher Rifle Training, the Gunner Rifle Expertise, and the Dog Rifle Mastery, so we get the maximum increase in fire rate for the automatic rifles. But if you go, as I told you, with the single shot rifles, we're going with something like this, and because I personally go with single shot rifles most of the time, this is the basis. For the other 3 perks to invest for the PUPS to get a 40% recharge speed and 20% ability duration, we're going with Rapid Deployment, batteries included, and the Long Haul. In this way, we have the best investment to have recharge speed, ability duration, everything for the PUPS, and we have just the 9, let's say, perk slots to create some different build. So let's have a look what we can do. So the first iteration is similar to our first build. We're going to use the standard perks, and the three others are going to be Eye on the Prize, Threat Neutralized, and Threat Detected, with Threat Neutralized being a flex slot. In case you want something with more utility, you can go with hit and run tactics that will increase your movement speed and stun recovery and grappling resistance. In case you want to go with this, I do recommend to go with an automatic rifle to just get in point faster, just shoot a couple of shots, get back, because with automatic rifle you don't care if you miss some shots. In comparison with single shot rifles, every shot you miss you're losing a lot of DPS. In case you're going with single shot rifles, this is something you can go with. It's actually a very good and reliable build. And this actually is maximum investment you can do to the PUPS without losing perks, because we can get a 58% recharge speed and ability duration. And for example, with this we have 13 seconds cooldown of the PUPS. In comparison, if we just invest everything in the cooldown reduction, let's say we add quick charge 4 and more quick charge and quick charge 2 and raise to quick charge to 90%, the best thing we can do is, I think, 11 seconds. So it doesn't worth the investment. And that's why the only thing extra we invest on the PUPS is quick charge 3, extended duration 2, and we just invest a little more in the rifles, with a dog rifle mastery to further increase a little bit the fire rate and handling, and the Recon rifle expertise to increase the accuracy, stability, and fire rate of the rifles. This can be a very good build in case you're running with a demolisher, a technician that knocks down targets, or something else that knocks down targets, because we're going to take advantage of the down and out to get a 20% damage increase to stunned or knocked enemies, which we cannot do by ourselves very good, but in case you have a team that helps you, this can be good. We're going to invest more in the focus, so we're going with Eye on the Prize and Unbreakable Focus. Actually, this can be very good. We can increase 50% the reloading speed of our CQW in case the targets are close by, and with this build you can just nuke down, let's say, special Xenos that dare to come close to you with a down and out, the Unbreakable Focus and the Eye on the Prize. And we invest a little bit in the rifle to have the Recon rifle expertise for further increase a little bit the accuracy, stability, and fire rate. In case you want to run with a guard dog, I do recommend to just invest a little bit on the PUPS with quick charge 2, extended duration 2, and this being the flex slot to add whatever you like and fits your preferences. You can go with Eye of the Prize or Threat Detected for some DPS increase, or Threat Neutralize or Hit and Run tactics for some utility. Threat Neutralize will just allow you to spam the support drone. Hit and Run tactics, you will be able to just run faster to apply the guard dog if you want at other locations. So it depends what you like. Honestly, I like the Threat Detected because you will be able to use the PUPS quite often and you get the 50% accuracy stability, which can just make a huge difference. But honestly, my to-go build is the default perks. The Threat Detected is one of my favorite. The Threat Neutralized is my favorite once again because you will be able to basically spam support drone, although the default cooldown is 30 seconds every time we kill an enemy affected by PUPS and the got your back check and back in the fight. We just decrease the cooldown by a lot, and this is the flex slot that I can usually add the hit and run tactic, Eye on the Prize, quick charge 3 for the PUPS, or a Recon rifle expertise with Unbreakable Focus. This is some things you can just test yourselves, see what you like. Most of the times this is the very good general DPS increase, 15% fire rate increase, and stamina regeneration can be decent. And that's it about the Recon class, the builds and the weapons. Honestly, one of the best support and self-sustained classes thanks to the got your back check and back in the fight, distracting howl to slow down all the Xenos within the map, never being able to run out of ammo thanks to the support drone. Especially if the player knows how to play the class, they will be able to spam support drone and never run out of ammo. Just check your ammo count, don't go in the stock as often if you have a good Recon in your group, which will make a difference, lower the timers in your runs and make things easier during swarm attacks. And also thanks to the PUPS, no more ambushes from the prowlers, which also is why the Recon is one of my favorite things. You will be able to see the Prowlers hunting beforehand and you just surprise them instead of getting you surprised yourself. And that was it for today's video. I really hope this will help you just choose your weapons, perks and builds for the Recon class. Feel free to like if you liked the video, and you can subscribe to stay tuned for more upcoming videos for Aliens, Fireteam Elite and other video games. And as always, I wish you all a wonderful day.